celebration. She's about to give a phenomenal pregame and make a lot of records in her business. I'm excited for her. She's been killing it. She hit PC 10. She's 5K. She was the lightweight champion last month. Let's give it up for none other than Devyn Thompson.
Please don't play with my name.
Turn me up, let's go. Boom! PHP, AMG, where are we? AMG, what's up next? SVP, woo! You know how long I've been waiting for this? Lord. First off, I want to thank God for his patience and guidance with me. I want to thank Chris Hart and Miss Facina Hart for pouring into me and believing in me. I want to thank Simi Sola and Zamila Ajimatanverge for pouring into me and believing in me. I want to thank Devin Hill and Laurent Mathurn for their belief, support, and accountability. You've all been around me for a while now. From dropping bands for breast cancer, to riding in McLarens with Chris Hart, standing on business at Builders and a big event. But I still don't think you all truly understand who exactly I am. I was born wanted but not planned. To two people who loved each other with words but not actions. My first name means poet and divine, but it's not pronounced as divine, it's pronounced Devyn. Part of not being planned for means as I'm growing up in PG County, Maryland, and eventually moving down to Waldorf, Maryland, I'm seeing firsthand at an early age the effects of not being financially literate. I remember not having enough money to do activities my peers and their families were doing. I remember my mother filing for bankruptcy before I even knew what bankruptcy was. I remember understanding early that I'm an only child. So if my mother couldn't take care of me, I had to be only an adult. And my reality was taking care of myself. My reality was I didn't get to feel like a kid until I was at school playing basketball. Until eventually my grandparents chose to take care of me. I also remember the financial and life lessons my grandmother taught me when she would take me to work with her at Nye River Middle School, where I saw firsthand how difficult but rewarding it is to be a teacher. The same lessons my grandmother taught me are the same lessons her mother taught her. It is difficult but rewarding to be a teacher, but my middle name belongs to a woman who put her family first. It belongs to a woman who I saw become a teacher to a small but mighty community down in Southern Virginia, and her name is Julia. I remember the financial life lessons my grandfather taught me that his father taught him. My grandfather is a Vietnam veteran and helped his father take care of their farm animals and their crops his entire childhood. He had plans to go to college before he was drafted. He did not think he was going to make it back home, and he reminds me on a consistent basis to make every moment count. He reminds me on a consistent basis to keep my money organized. Smaller bills in the front, bigger bills in the back. If you can't buy two of it, you shouldn't buy it at all. My grandfather's father, at one point in time, owned over 70 acres of land down in Southern Virginia. And once again, due to being financially illiterate as a family, over time, those acres have gotten smaller. I carry my grandfather's last name with pride and honor, and it's pronounced Thompson. I called the work I've seen my grandmother and her mother do as educators difficult but rewarding because at some point in all our lives, you needed a teacher for something. In this business, we're forever learners, especially. So if we know this, why isn't the teaching profession appreciated more? If you are directly related to anyone under the age of 18, please raise your hand. If you are directly related to anyone under the age of 18, please raise your hand. Keep your hand up if you can confidently say that that child can read, write, and spell. Good. And I ask this because we are in the middle of a literacy crisis. You can put your hands down. We are also in the middle of a teacher shortage crisis. The government does not appreciate the teaching profession, so as a result, our society doesn't. Schools get money from the government based on how many students they can pass in 1 year, which means you have students being passed through who are not college and career ready. I am a 6th grade English teacher because for a very long time, the literacy crisis bothered me. Because how can we expect the next generation to be financially literate and financially independent when they're not even literate? For a long time, I knew the education system was designed to produce workers, not leaders. When a child is not literate, barriers are put in place without some of us even realizing it. Barriers such as not being able to communicate their emotions. And when a child cannot communicate their emotions, you see the emotions come out in behavior. When you have systems in place that don't correctly address and support these behaviors, you have what's known as the school-to-prison pipeline system, where the government will see profit off of our children, whether they're a number passed through school or a number passed through the prison system. Wow. You have teachers that see this system on a consistent basis and care to help change it, and you have teachers that have given up. Most teachers have given up because we are underpaid and underappreciated. So if you know a teacher or see a teacher, you need to tell them thank you. Because how can we build future leaders without fixing the first system that they're exposed to? Most of what I've grown up around has been the effects of being financially illiterate. Most of what I've grown up around has been the effects of a community that puts pride in the way, and as a result, we can't stay together. Most of what I've grown up around has been the mentality that is most commonly known as crabs in a barrel. But the problem is we can't take a moment and think who and how did we end up in the barrel in the first place. We've been so conditioned to be afraid of the ocean. People would rather stay in the barrel. People would rather stay in a state of unnatural chaos because it's been reality for so long. Why are we so conditioned to be against the bigger environments God has made for you to thrive in? I think it's because we've been taught how to survive for so long. We forget we have the power to thrive. And I wanted to learn what thriving looks like instead of being stuck in survival mode. So I left the crab barrel and went off to college to the state of Vermont because they helped me the most financially, and I connected with the basketball coach there. College was the first time I felt like I could focus on being a kid, learn how to be a young adult, and learn what thriving looks like instead of surviving, instead of working multiple jobs to take care of myself. I connected with so many genuine people who were goal-oriented like me. I knew I was going to fulfill my hoop dreams. I knew I was going to learn how to be a great teacher. And one of those genuine people I met was my close friend, Mamadou Ndiaye. Mamadou was born in Guinea, and he had aspirations to make his family proud and graduate college. He was an amazing hooper, too. He's the type, he's 6'5", power forward, would eat 3 chicken sandwiches in the calf and go straight to practice like it was nothing. Gentle giant in every sense. No, for real, would crush 3 sandwiches, whole glass of Mountain Dew, and go dunk on somebody. Like, Mamadou was different. Mamadou was the kind of person that would put you before him. In the summer of 2020, when we all had to go home early due to COVID, he chose to visit friends in Montana. When he went to Montana, he was murdered. He did not have life insurance. We didn't even understand what life insurance was. To add insult to injury, Mamadou was murdered and there was no accountability. His family had to fight to get his stuff back. When we finally got his belongings back, when we looked at his cell phone, everything was gone. It was a brand new phone. Pictures gone, messages gone, everything gone. We couldn't prove anything. We knew who did it, but we couldn't prove it. Mamadou was on a boat with friends. Mind you, Mamadou and water do not go together. Mamadou does not swim, never learned how to swim. So when the friends that he was with tell the police that he jumped in the water and just didn't come back up, we're like, what are you talking about? Mamadou doesn't jump in water. He doesn't swim. It took us months to locate Mamadou's body. That costs money. It's a business. So Mamadou doesn't have life insurance, one. Mamadou's family are immigrants from Guinea. They work at a hospital. They don't have money to just hire a private investigator, hire lawyers, hire what they need to figure out what happened to their son. Mamadou's basketball coach had to come out of pocket to hire a private investigator to go to Montana to figure out what happened to Mamadou. That cost a couple thousand. We couldn't locate Mamadou's body for a month and some change. By the time they found Mamadou's body, it was a couple extra thousand just to get his body sent back home to do a proper burial. Wow. The shirt that I'm wearing is the shirts that we had to make for his fundraiser to afford his funeral. Wow. We had bake sales. We had a GoFundMe that reached a fourth of our goal. We were able to lay him to rest, but we couldn't afford a headstone. Wow. Mamadou died July 2020, was buried August 2020. I made the money to pay for his headstone January 2021. Wow. It bothered me till this day, and I was angry for a very, very long time. I didn't trust anybody after that. I stayed to myself for a very long time, to the point the only moments where I wasn't frustrated or crying or angry was when I was smoking away the pain. I avoided my emotions. I didn't want to deal with it because in the back of my mind, it was a constant battle of, do I react out of spite? Mind you, I know who did it. I know what happened. I know what they told the police, but I know what really happened. So I have two choices. I can react out of spite, or I can, as someone say, oh, let her rock, don't do anything. I didn't want to do that. And then Mamadou's mother came to me and said, God knows, and if you react out of emotion, you're no better. So I have my best friend's mother telling me, don't react out of emotion and trust in God. In that moment in time, I didn't know anything about God because I didn't see a consistent example of God. Mamadou's mother introduced me to the Nation of Islam. And ever since I connected with the Nation of Islam, I was able to control my emotions. I wasn't consistent, but I had a better understanding of my emotions and a bigger purpose. So then, fast forward, when I came back to PG County, I knew I wanted to better myself, but I didn't know where to start. I was living with who's now my ex and his parents. And then eventually at a family function, I meet the amazing Mr. Devyn Hill. And then I overhear Devyn Hill talking to my ex's mother about this place. And I'm like, what is he talking about? I asked him, and he's like, oh, just come out. I'm like, come out where? Like, we just met, I don't trust you. I was closed off because I'm still hurting. But I'm thinking, okay, they just cut the summer school program because they cut federal funding this past year. I have nothing to lose. Why not? I came out. Marcus Anderson and Joseph Smith presented, and it made sense to me. I tried Forex in college. This didn't scare me one bit. To be honest. No, for real. I was able to pay for Mamadou's headstone because of Forex. So this did not scare me one bit. It didn't. So I signed up. And to be honest, when I signed up, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I was still closed off. I told Simi this already. I didn't trust you guys when I first met y'all. I was focused on just learning how to make money and minding my business. And then over time, you all gave me reasons to trust you. People in the office gave me reasons to trust them. And it's crazy because I remember being in my dorm room at school, smoking and crying, like, why can't I find genuine friends who aren't shiesty? Why can't Mamadou still be here? Why isn't Mamadou here? Because he put his trust in someone who didn't deserve it. And over time, I just learned that at the end of the day, Mamadou is still with me. And Mamadou's mother was absolutely right. God knows. And God has your back. And I didn't believe in that at first until I saw things changing because I put my faith in God. I put my faith in you all. I'm literally standing in an answered prayer. And at first it was scary because in the back of my mind, I'm like, when are these people going to switch up? When are these people going to do something wild? I have yet to feel unsafe with you all. And I know facts because I know you all are genuine people. And that's rare because this is the first time that I already said it. I wanted to get out of survival mode. I wanted to know what thriving feels like. This is the closest I've ever felt. And ever since being promoted, working for something, helping Laurent get to his next, helping Devyn Hill get to his next, helping you all get to your next, helping Simi Sola get to his next, helping Chris Hart get to his next. It's a bigger than all of us. And having a shared vision was what I wanted because it reminds me why I chose to be a teacher in the first place, a shared vision. It was an answered prayer and I didn't even realize it. And I know that this is just the beginning for us. You all put in the group chat what you got at a big event. That was powerful because I know what I got at a big event. And I know I stand on what I say because I know Mamadou's protecting me. I know my grandmother's mother is protecting me. I know my grandfather's father is protecting me. I know I can do whatever I put my mind to. So at the end of the day, I know that my name isn't pronounced as divine, but I move in divine energy because money is energy. I know that I'm named after a woman who gave back to her community. I know that I'm named after a woman and a legacy that I carry with honor. I'm proud to be named after a woman who is an educator because I know that I'm going to be the best educator I can be for the next generation. I know that I have a last name that carries honor behind it. And I know by the time I'm done off this earth, that my last name will be carried across generations long before, after I'm long gone. Because I know the generations after me will carry my last name. I know that my ancestors prayed for a descendant like me. And I know I'll make them proud. I know God has my back. I know you all have my back. And and at the end of the day, we all know what we're fighting for. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's a matter of faith. It's a matter of love. It's a matter of grace. It's a matter of patience. And look, the people recording, you can send it to all the other teams because they know who's number one for a reason. We standing on it. We're standing on it. I love loudly. I speak loudly. I fight for what I want. I promise you, no one else wants it as more as I do that's not in this room. At the end of the day, there's so much we have to do. There's so much I have to do. This is just the beginning. Thank you all so much for coming to my first pregame.